Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for being here. If you're catching me live or if you're watching a replay, please let me know that you're here. I really appreciate it. If this is your first time with me, I'm Cheryl G. Moses. I'm a personal branding coach and business growth strategist. And I help my clients build brand authority and scale to 10K plus months with an automated sales funnel. So, we're talking about building brand authority a little bit today, not really covering all the bases because it can get a little detailed and really deep. So, but we want to talk about content because if we're really discussing going from inspiring to get people buying, straightforward, I mean, it's just about, your content is not converting, right? You're just really inspiring people and they're just not taking the next step with you. So that's really what that's about. Okay. Now, some posts, of course, they're meant to inspire, but, ultimately, we do want to make conversion. So we're just going to get into that a little bit. With the basis of brand authority and building that influence, because you want to influence people to make a buying decision with you. Okay. And so, contrary to what some people may think, but different types of posts can help you build brand authority. And I always say variety is the spice of life. So you definitely want to mix it up. You don't want to just keep talking about the same type of thing all the time, because you want to be a relatable person. You want to have that human connection. You want to trigger people emotionally. You want to be relevant in that way. And so when you are, let's say, featured in a magazine and you posted, or you're going on a retreat, or you went on a retreat and you post the pictures, or you're doing something, something exciting in your life and you're just posting the picture, you really are building brand authority with those types of things, right? That type of content, putting it out there, because it's keeping you visible. But it's like people do see you moving and shaking. They see what you're doing. You are building your brand's authority that way, okay? Because you are actively showing your lifestyle, right? You're showing what's going on, okay? But it has to lead to something. And one thing we always want to do is want to be strategic. We want to stay intentional about what we're putting out, because people are grabbing onto that. And if they're following you for a reason. They're engaging with you. They're doing that for a reason. They're interested in you as a person. You are the brand, all right? So let's just be clear with that. You are the brand and you build it in that way, okay? So that's one of the bases of brand authority, is really showing that side of you, because you're letting people in. You're opening them up to your world. And so that makes sense when you're building brand authority. But we want to ultimately get them to say, you know what, take the next step with me. And a lot of times when they don't do that, it can be for a number of reasons, but the main one is what you're not saying. And on a basic level, we can say, okay, well, if you're not putting a call to action, they're not going to know what to do next, right? We know that. And so if you're not sending them to a landing page or sending them to a training or sending them to the DM, they will not do it, more than likely. But we're talking about high ticket clients. High ticket clients are very aware of what their needs are. They're very aware of what they want. So we have to take that up a notch. And when we think about what am I not saying, you have to look at what your messaging is doing as far as qualifying them, as far as letting them know what your process is and how you work. Because when you let them know that up front, then they can make that decision for themselves if they are the good fit for what you have to offer. If they don't know and it's creating some type of fog in their mind, they're not going to do anything next. They're going to keep scrolling, okay? So you have to solidify why your offer is for them, because they need that clarity and they need that accuracy, right? So we have to be mindful of that because they're making the decision. And so when we think about building brand authority, a lot of times people think that it's this lengthy road, like this long road of work that you have to do to build it. But no, because if you're doing these things in your messaging, then you're going to build it pretty quickly. It's not like you have to keep nurturing them and build this long-term relationship. Yes, some people will be on the fence and some people will want to build that relationship first because trust is a big factor. Trust is the number one emotion, right? And we want to trigger the trust. We want to get them to trust. So if you keep doing that, then eventually, they're going to want to take the next step with you if you have what they need and if they're a good fit for it. So when I'm talking about qualify, let's say we're talking about qualifying. If you are putting in your content, let's say you putting out a post and you're offering something, some type of transformation, right? It's not enough to say, this is for you if you're coachable. That's really vague. So we want to be more specific. We want to talk about, this is for you if you can complete assignments in a week. If you can complete the weekly assignment in 7 days, this is for you. So I'm just throwing that one out there, but it's like you have to be more specific in what you're saying to a high ticket client, because it's very different level than that basic, the basic way we were told to talk back in 2016. Like, those things aren't really working anymore, and we really have to take it to the next level. So we want to eliminate the fog in their minds, and we can do that with what we're saying and how we're saying it. Because remember, you are the brand, and you're building it up with your voice. You're using your voice to build it. Content is all we really have online to build our presence there. Okay. We stay visible, and we build every day, however we're doing it. Okay. But, I teach clients, I'm like, you know what, you don't have to post every day. It's not like, you spending all these hours on social media trying to hustle and to get your next client is really unnecessary. Posting every day is really unnecessary. You don't have to do that. When you have your messaging dialed in, you don't have to spend all day on social media. Okay. And that's the really good thing. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit in a minute, of how I work with clients to not only stay visible, but build up that influence. Okay. So the other thing is having a balance of keeping your messaging, keeping your words concise and simple, relevant. Okay, that's your relevance. And also keeping it direct and with an advanced overtone, which is elevated. So that's kind of what I was talking about, having the relevance, having the elevation in your tone, because on a basic level, they're not going to want that. They're not even going to know what you're talking about. So you have to be more specific with your process, with how you work, so they can make that decision right away. Okay. And you have to tell them what to do. If you want them to DM you, you move it. You can move it to the DM, but you have to be specific in what you want them to do as far as the actions that they need to take with you. Okay. To qualify. So the way I work with clients is not really about social media day in and day out. Okay. I work with clients on using micro summits. And I do this because micro summits are really effective with building your audience and building your target market organically. And the way I do it is we work with high level experts and influencers. So it's not like you're just getting anybody and everybody to be on your summit to bring you leads. You need leads to fuel your business. You need leads to stay in business. And that's really the main focus. So we want to get the higher level people. We want to get the higher up people, those top-notch people that know how to do this. They've done it before, and they've done it for themselves, right? They've done it for themselves. Nobody at the higher level making multiple 6 and 7 figures spends all day on social media. They just don't do it. They build their email list. And so that's what we do. We help you boost traffic to supercharge your email list so that you get booked out with a wait list, right? So who wouldn't want that? You know what I mean? So that's really the basis of what we work on. Building that credibility so you become the Netflix in your niche, building up your email list, and getting you booked out with a wait list. Those are the 3 phases that I work with clients on. Okay. And so I have a wait list now for Booked Out Sales Society. Booked Out Sales Society is all about scaling to 10K months and beyond with an automated sales funnel. We automate this process, y'all. I mean, nobody's doing this. We automate this process with micro summits, quarterly micro summits, so that you're always having leads flowing into your business. So if you want to get on that wait list, hit me up in the comments or hit me up in the DM, because it's going to be amazing when we launch. Okay, when we launch this offer. All right. So, but yeah, if you have any questions about building your brand's authority, what that looks like for you, you need a customized plan. Just kind of how you can get people converting with your content. And the great thing about Summits is that you don't have to worry about the content because your experts are giving you the content. So that's one of the things I love about it. And yeah, so I'm not spending all day on social media doing all the things, having networking chats and coffee chats and all these different things and relying on referrals. And listen, I don't want to do that. I don't know. I know you don't want to do that, because that's a lot of time, right? So we cut down the time, but we still got the leads flowing in. So that's really the main thing. But like I said, just to recap, you want to cover the basis of your brand authority because you want to build that influence so that these people, your target market, can make a buying decision with you. So you want to definitely do that. You want to solidify why your offer is for them because high ticket clients know what they want. So eliminate that fog so they can make a decision. All right. And you want to have a balance of keeping it simple, but also direct and specific. Right. So those are the key takeaways. And so, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. If you want to reach out to me to get on the wait list for Booked Out Sales Society, you're more than welcome to hit me up for that as well. All right, guys. So I will see you next time. Take care. Have a wonderful day on purpose because you deserve it. All right.